The Detroit Pistons have been the most consistent team in the entire NBA, having the best record in the Eastern Conference, 42-13, 10th in offensive rating, second in defense with the second best net rating of 8.5. A team that had the worst record just 2 seasons ago, 14-64, currently has the best overall record in the NBA with a clear agenda of being a championship team come postseason time. Detroit are playing through some adversity after that big brawl against the Charlotte Hornets that resulted in the front court of Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart being ejected and later on suspended. Jalen Duren serving his 2-game suspension already, and Isaiah Stewart, I believe, has 4 games remaining on his suspension. The Pistons still managed to get the win on the road versus the Charlotte Hornets, who were at the time on a 9-game winning streak, 110-104. Following that win, they defeated the Raptors on the road, 113-95. Cade Cunningham in that game, 29 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Paul Reed at the time, who got more minutes at the center position because of Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart's suspension, had a near 5-by-5 game against the Raptors. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks. Then you have the statement win on the road post All-Star break against the New York Knicks, 126-111, a potential playoff series between two teams who both have championship aspirations. This was a statement win because Cade Cunningham had an MVP performance in Madison Square Garden. 42 points, 13 assists, 8 rebounds. A near triple-double in the Garden. Cade Cunningham looked like a top 5 player in the world, abusing both Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns whenever those two were involved in the action. If it was Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham used his size to shoot over the top of Jalen Brunson in the mid-range. He also used his physicality and strength to back down Jalen Brunson in the post. Anytime Cade Cunningham saw Karl-Anthony Towns in that drop coverage, he decided to put his head down and attack the rim every single time. He was using his physicality, speed, athleticism against Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Jeremy Sochan. Cade was playing off the ball for catch and shoot threes, coming off of pin down screens for easy mid-range jump shots. 13 assists, making life easier for Paul Reed to finish efficiently around the basket, making life easier for Duncan Robinson to space the floor and run to the corners for catch and shoot threes. Cade found Javonte Green and Ron Holland cutting to the basket multiple times throughout the game. He had that big dunk in the third quarter, finishing with the left hand with authority. A master class performance, carrying the load without his all-star partner in Jalen Duren and a great defender in Isaiah Stewart. Cade is a real candidate to win the MVP award, has played 49 games, averaging 25 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds in the 1,500 plus minutes of Cade Cunningham on the court. The Pistons have an offensive rating of 120 points per 100 possessions and a defensive rating of 110 points allowed per 100 possessions, net rating of a +10. In the 700 plus minutes of Cade Cunningham off the court for the Pistons, the offense falls down a little bit with an offensive rating of 112, and the defense gets slightly better with a defensive rating of 107, net rating of a +4. He's a consistent 3-level scorer for Detroit, top-tier playmaking, helped his teammate in Jalen Duren turn into an all-star player. That's the kind of value Cade Cunningham brings to Detroit and his teammates. He's had an enormous impact on a Detroit team that's 18-9 versus teams 500 and above. Pistons are 23-9 in clutch games. Cade hasn't played in all of those games, but his record in clutch games is 19-8 while being one of the best clutch performers in the league. The Pistons are built for playoff basketball, and throughout the regular season, they have built qualities of an NBA Finals team: mental and physical toughness, MVP play from their best player, having an identity that leads to winning basketball, team chemistry. They make opposing teams uncomfortable because most teams don't want to play grimy, scrappy, get it out the mud kind of basketball. Top 10 in both offense and defense, and most importantly, they have confidence. Everyone wanted the Pistons to make a move at the trade deadline for a secondary ball handler or a secondary scorer to take pressure off of Cade Cunningham. The most notable addition they made was Kevin Huerter, who's an extra shooter to space the floor for the Pistons because they're not really a great 3-point shooting team. If the Pistons weren't confident with the current construction of their team, they would have made a drastic move at the deadline for Michael Porter Jr., Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, whatever attractive name was out there on the trade market. They are willing to take their chances in the postseason with all NBA production from Cade Cunningham, a top 2 defense in the league, great coaching from J.B. Bickerstaff, having one of the best front courts in Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart, and not folding when met with obstacles or going through tough adversity. Now, the Pistons aren't a perfect team, not a great 3-point shooting team, and the non-shooting of Asar and Jalen Duren can hinder them in a series possibly. The opposing team is going to try their best to take Cade Cunningham out of the game, meaning other players will have to step up on the spot. This is a flaw they've been dealing with pretty much majority of this season, and they still find ways to win basketball games. If the offense gets unbalanced, they up the intensity with their defense, and Cade is the kind of player you can rely on down the stretch of a close game to lead you to victory. When the Pistons are matched up against other teams who have potential to make it to a conference finals or an NBA finals, the Pistons come out on top. They defeated the Boston Celtics 104-103. Cade Cunningham shot 23% from the field, but he had 14 assists and 0 turnovers. Tobias Harris led all Pistons players with 25 points. Celtics are a low turnover team, averaging 12 turnovers per game. Boston had 14 turnovers in that loss. A victory over the Denver Nuggets, 124-121. Detroit shot 41% from 3 in that home win. The bench scored 36 points. Nikola Jokic had 24 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 turnovers. Taking away Jokic playmaking was the main ingredient to that win. They've destroyed the Knicks all season long, and the Pistons' next 6 games will be a challenge. Spurs, OKC, Cavs, Orlando, Cavs, Spurs. That's a good stretch of games to play your best brand of basketball. This organization believes their regular season success can translate into the postseason, and I'm a believer in that as well because they're my pick to make it out of the Eastern Conference.